Hello and welcome to your YouTube channel Journalist Dost. In this video we are going to understand about components of a news story. All well-written news stories have headline, lead, backup code, attribution, anecdote, reaction, nut graph, background and ending. Headline. The headline is a one or two line summary of the content of a news story in larger type that tells readers what the story is about. Headlines act as an index of the contents of the newspaper and a summary of the information in its stories. Lead. The lead is usually defined as the first sentence of a news story, sometimes as the first few sentences. The lead is the beginning of a story. The lead on the hard news story is often called a summary lead. Lead should contain the most important facts of a story, at least some of the 5 Ws. Leads should be tight, that is, written with economy. A news story with a strong lead is most likely to be read. A feature lead can set a scene, describe a place, or tell a story. The backup code. Most news stories, except the briefest of the briefs, should have a backup code placed soon after the lead. Ideally, the backup code attributed to comprehensible and entertaining way. According to XYZ gives names and essential details about the news. Attribution. All news stories require attribution. Attribution is the explanation of the source of the information in the news story. It allows the reader to judge for herself whether the facts set out in the story have merit. The best stories contain lot of quotes and all quotes have attribution. A news story without attribution is worthless. The nut graph. A nut graph informs readers of the focus or the news value of the story. The lead will serve the same purpose as the nut graph. A nut graph is essential to set out the readers what is going on. Anecdotes. Anecdotes are nothing more than very short stories. But in features, they can be incredibly effective in illustrating key points or in bringing people and incidents to life. And they are often used to construct feature leads. Reaction. All news stories that contain controversial statements should have reaction, the comments of someone who is familiar with the situation or someone with an alternative view of the main thesis of the story. A representative of the government should have the opportunity to respond. Fairness requires reaction. Background. Most stories need some background for the reader to understand what's going on. The more complicated the story, the more pressing the need of background. Background helps explain the action. Ending or tail. Sometimes writers end a story with a reference to future action that is expected.